I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this guy has lost it, he's become a cheapskate, or he just is in the mood for low fidelity vinyl. Let me tell you why I bought this Crosley Cruiser Deluxe. I'm guessing this video is going to get a fair number of hits. I'm thinking about turning off or disabling comments and thumbs up and thumbs down on it, just so we don't descend down the rat hole of internet trolling that seems to accompany this turntable. Forget that. Strike that. I'm not going to call it a turntable. It's a record player. To the Michael Fremers of the world, this is not a turntable. This is a record player. And it even says so right on the box. Look at that. Portable record player with Bluetooth speakers. So, where's the error there? The error is actually that it comes with Bluetooth speakers. It doesn't come with Bluetooth speakers. The speakers are built into the cabinet. It has an input, and it can work as a preamp amp with speakers for your Android or iPhone. I know, who wants to play that stuff through one of these? I certainly don't. But you know what? I bought this on a whim. I was in Marshall's the other day doing Christmas shopping, and I saw this box, and I saw the price tag on it for $49. Now, I have, those of you who know, who's watched my videos, I have several component turntables. Let's see, a Pioneer, a Technics, a Sansui, an Audio-Technica. Those are turntables. This is a record player. Portable record player. I know the difference. The Michael Fremers of the world don't want to acknowledge the difference. What am I going to do? I'm going to take this thing out of the box. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to put a 45 on it. I'm going to share with you my thoughts. And then we might try some non-invasive surgery on this record player to see if we can get it sounding better. From what I've read, some of the faults are small, tinny sounding speakers, poor sound quality. Now, that sound quality might be from the cartridge, it might be from the acoustics of this box, it might even be the way the acoustics and the vibration from the platter and the plinth interfere with the speakers. I've got an idea about how to circumvent that and how to make some improvements. So if you're game, I know I'm game. We're going to plug this thing in. We're going to take it for a spin. I'm going to spin it off camera. Then I'm going to share with you my thoughts on camera. Okay. So how was it? My first 45 that I spun on this Crosley Cruiser Deluxe was Sam Phillips' Sea of Love on the Mercury label. First pressing. I can't remember if it's late 50s, early 60s. It didn't sound bad. It didn't sound horrible. It definitely is lacking some low end or base, and it's got plenty of high end and plenty of mid range. Now, unfortunately, a couple of things. Someone apparently went through the box and took out the spare cartridges that are normally supplied with this. So we're going to do something about that. We're going to order a set of diamond stylus cartridges from Amazon, and those will replace the sapphire stylus on that red piece. And then I think we'll have a incremental improvement. But what I think is going to make a huge improvement, and I'm thankful that when I got this thing out of the box, I saw these Phillips head screws, one on each corner. Now, it is a coincidence that I chose Phil Phillips, and we've got Phillips head screws on top of the plinth of this Crosley. We're going to make an internal change. We're going to make a mat change, and we're going to trick this thing out with a diamond stylus, and then I think we'll be in business. But a couple of things about the mechanism. Don't expect any miracles here, and honestly, the tone arm, if you can call it a tone arm on this Crosley Cruiser Deluxe, is, let's say it's lightweight to say the least, but it has a good dampening tool. It's a slow descent, and you can pull it up if you don't want the copyright police after you, or if you change your mind and maybe you want to spin something else, or try a different record on there. But I'm also going to do a pitch adjustment, and I'm going to do that with my phone and the RPM app that I have, so we'll get it spinning at the right speed. I'm not a Bluetooth fan. We're not going to try Bluetooth out at all. And let's see how we do with this thing. I can tell you that one of the major disappointments with this Crosley Cruiser Deluxe is the fact that the finish looks nothing like it did on the box. On the box, it had kind of like maybe a khaki or an army olive color. What do we have? But we have a gold lame. This kind of reminds me of that gold lame suit that Elvis wore on the cover of A Million Elvis Presley Fans Can't Be Wrong. I think it was 1 million. It might have been 5 million. It might have been 25 million. But this looks like Elvis's gold lame suit, and it's terrible. Am I going to be caught dead anywhere carrying this thing? No way, not a chance. And I might even, if I feel really ambitious, I might give this thing a paint job, just to get rid of that tackiness. I mean, if this thing wasn't already cheap enough, but gold lame, no. So next thing I'm going to show, we're going to do some surgery on the inside of this guy. We'll call it some minor surgery. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back on our Crosley Cruiser Deluxe in gold lame. We're going to do a little bit of surgery on our patient. And I'll just show you what that's going to entail. That's going to include some of this. Do-do, 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 do-do. I'm not going to hum any more of it because of the copyright police, but that's some Owens Corning Eco Touch pink insulation, only fitting for our Gold Lame Crosley Cruiser Deluxe. We've got a screwdriver. We'll do this off camera. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so a couple of caveats before you do this. Unplug the damn thing. Just unplug it. Secondly, make sure your tone arm is locked down. Your accessories are off the top of the plinth, including your mat and your 45 adapter. Also, make darn sure you don't have this thing plugged in. You're probably dealing with direct current. You're not dealing with any high voltage because you have that wall wart that plugs into the back, but just make sure it's unplugged. So here's what I did with the insulation. You can see the inside of the cabinet is now lined with 2-inch thick fiberglass insulation. Now, I believe if this works, and I'm amazed that I haven't seen anyone online do this. I'm thinking that if this works, we're going to have vibration reduced or eliminated that might stem from the actual turntable assembly itself into the built-in speakers. And now you can see one of the speakers right there. This thing there's nothing to it. I mean, there's this one little circuit board. There's a kind of a multi-connector goes to the back. Make sure you don't tamper with or mess around with any of those. But there you have it, and I'll close it up and show you what's next. The moment where Crosley bashers start to cringe. We're going to get this thing on the gram scale, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of engineering we're going to use to get around this issue and maybe make this little guy a little more playable. Let's hold down the tone arm, watch the scale. I think I know where it's going to go. Look at that. This has a maximum capacity of 5 grams. So clearly, this thing tracks heavier than 5. Well, that can be fixed. I'll show you how I'm gonna plan on doing it. I've got this bag of weights, counterweights that are used for balancing automobile rims. I'm gonna try to attach a couple of those. Maybe start out with 1. Maybe move that to 2 as needed. But we're going to get this tracking weight between 4.5 and 5 grams. I'll tell you why. You don't want to track these things too light. And this is applicable to magnetic cartridges as well as ceramic cartridges like we have here on our little Crosley. You can do more harm than good by under tracking. And you know, I see people in some of the forums who boast about their tracking weight, ignoring the manufacturer's specifications, and they think they're going to enjoy their music more because they're tracking at a low weight. Michael Fremer was wrong. You're not going to grind up your records. You're not going to chew them up. I think it was V Westlife on YouTube who found out that the original specs issued by, I think it was Columbia, when the LP first came out, was more in the 5 to 6 gram range. And he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the spec was 5 to 6 grams. So, guys, stop worrying about your friggin' tracking force. It's obsessive compulsive. I've got turntables with cartridges that are spec'd at like 1.5 to 2 grams, and that's great. That's great. But I'm here to tell you right now, you're not going to chew up your record collection with one of these players. You know, if you play them hundreds of times, or if you played them thousands of times, by then you want to already replace the stylus that's on here, and certainly you want to replace it with a diamond one instead of the sapphire one that's on here right now. And I've got some of those actually on order. And one correction from the earlier part of this video, these apparently did not come with spare cartridges, and maybe V Westlife was lucky, but I contacted Crosley and they assured me this does not come with extra styluses or styli. So let's get out the super glue, let's get out those weights and see what we do. I'm actually going to make it look factory stock as well, and I'll show you a little trick here. Alright, Crosley coronaries. Here's where people start really fretting. So we've got a 1/4 of an ounce counterweight temporarily on the back of the tone arm, and we're gonna pull this up here. Don't worry guys, this isn't brain surgery. We're not sending men to the moon. We've got our gram scale turned on. We're gonna descend our tone arm. Take a deep breath. Perfect. 4.81 grams. So I'm going to permanently attach that weight on the back. I'm going to get out some super glue. We're going to make it cosmetically look stock, and I'll show you what I'm going to do that. But I think we're within spec for this cartridge, and really, if you put any more weight on this thing and try to track it at 2 grams, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. So let's call it 4.8 grams and attach that weight. In true Crosley fashion, I velcroed this weight to the back of the tone arm. I didn't like the idea of using super glue, and I wanted to make this little experiment kind of semi-permanent, so I used Velcro instead of the super glue. And what that does, well, it makes it semi-permanent. Who knows, maybe I'll really like this solution and I'll decide to super glue it. One of the beauties of working with a Crosley is you're not dealing with a precision instrument, so you really don't have to fret on this one. Go down to your dollar store, pick up some Velcro, and just Velcro it to the back. Let's see how we made out. I'm really impressed. I have to say, just with those little tweaks, the internal fiberglass, it really brought out some I don't want to say bass, but it improved the low frequency performance of this little Crosley. And, you know, with regards to the counterweight, do what you want to do what you don't want to do. Stop bashing these little Crosleys and give one a try. It's not the only turntable in your collection. It's a perfect gateway unit for people who are interested in vinyl but maybe want to start out slow. Who knows? Maybe you'll graduate to a dedicated turntable, but this is a record player. It is not a turntable. And on the cheap, you can do a couple little things like what I just did to get better performance out of it. And oh, by the way, pick up some magic eraser, clean your needle after each play, and who knows, maybe your little sapphire stylus will last longer. Works for turntables, it should work for your little Crosley. So I hope this video was helpful. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, tell me to jump off a cliff, but quite honestly, I'm enjoying this little Crosley Cruiser Deluxe. Take care for now.